Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to the how-to series. Today we're going to do a quick video. We're going to show you how to take out your airbag ECU. If your airbag lights are out, if you have done some diagnostics or someone's done diagnostics for you and there's no communication with your airbag ECU, you don't need to spend £1,000 on a new ECU. You can have it repaired. I'm going to be sending it off and paying 85 Earth pounds to have it repaired. We'll put it back in, we'll then clear the codes if there are any, possibly have to do a proxy alignment, and then Bob's your auntie's living lover. Let's show you where it is and how to get it out. You need one tool and one tool only. Actually no, you don't, you need a bit more than that. I will explain all, but generally you need one tool, which is a 10mm socket. Let's go. How you get an airbag ECU out from a Fiat 500 or an Abarth. Let's go. So your airbag ECU is down here. You see that flap of carpet there? If you have a look underneath there, you will see the module. You got a 10mm bolt there, and then there's another 10mm bolt beside it, just sort of around the back here. And then unfortunately the other one is over the other side, which means you unfortunately have to do that one from the other side, and the other one is quite difficult to get out. But that's it. So depending on what car you've got, if you've got anything from about 2011 onwards, you'll have a black plastic one like that. If you've got an earlier car, you will probably have a silver metal one. They're not interchangeable. These are so you can use a different black plastic one. Doesn't need to necessarily be the same number, but it does need to be the same colour on the plugs. So I'll show you that when we actually get it out. So what you need is a 10mm. You don't need to take any trim off this side. So just get a 10mm socket on here and a 10mm socket on that one. Get those undone, and then we'll show you around the other side. Right, that's the first two 10mm out. Before you actually mess with this, you don't want to be doing anything airbag related without disconnecting the battery. So pop the bonnet and disconnect the battery before you do anything. Just all you need to do is disconnect the earth terminal, and then what we do is we'll go around the other side and we'll show you what trim you need to take off to access that other bolt. It's an awkward one. It is a bit of a pig, but you can do it. Right, to get to the other bolt, this piece of panel has to come off. Easy enough to get off. Those big holes, you've got two screws in there, which I believe are T30s. T30 Torx, and that one there, and there's another one underneath that. Actually no, I don't think you need to undo the other one, that one. So yeah, I think it's just the 3 bolts from memory. So what you do, all you do is you undo that one, and then swap over bits to the T30. Take those out. Another one in there. Just feel your way in there. Don't need to get your head right in. That's it. Once that's come out, probably a good idea to get the mat out of the way. Let me get the mat out of the way first. And what you need to do is pull off this panel, and it just comes off. The bolt will just come out. Get those out of the way. There you go. And there you will see the other side of your airbag ECUs. You can see there's 2 electrical connections, so you need to get those out and then pull the cables out of the way. And what you can do is a top tip. Now it is only on one bolt at the moment, so if you can either get that bolt started and get it just a couple of turns, and then what you can do is you can use a bit of force on it and you can push the airbag ECU towards the front of the car and sideways, which will turn it just enough just to get you a little bit more reach. So I haven't yet disconnected the battery, so I'm just going to go and do that, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this one-handed filming, but I'll show you how you undo it, and then I'll get the camera in there as much as I can. But this is the fiddly one. This can sometimes cause a lot of swearing and cursing, but it's got to be done. Right, if you get your seat back as far as you can get it, it just gives you a little bit more room to get in there. So what we need to do is, if we can get in there like that, and then what you do is you depress that little blue button there, pull the little handle back, and then do the same on that. Take that out actually, get that one out if you can. It's a bit difficult doing it one-handed. I'm not sure I can do it. Yes, I can. And then do the same on the other one. Get that one out, and then get those out of the way. That one, just push it out of the way, the other way, just to get it out. Give you a little bit more room, like that. And then the bolt is right around there. You can just about feel it now. If you put your finger on it, you can see where my finger is. You can just about feel it. So you've got to get your spanner in there. It doesn't give you an awful lot of room. So what I was saying about, so if you can loosen it off a little bit, or if not, you can try and do it right now, is get something on it and push on that corner to try and move it forward and left a little bit. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a, don't know what I'm going to get on it, a screwdriver, a heavy screwdriver or something, just to see if I can move it. When you put this back in, once you've had it repaired, or if you're getting another one, what I suggest you do is don't put this bolt back in. There's no need to. You really don't need it. You need to leave the panel off so you can get the plugs back in, but you only need to put the other 2 bolts in. That is more than sufficient to hold it in place. You really don't need to. So let me see if I can turn it a little bit. If not, we'll just try and get the spanner in there, and it will take several minutes to get it undone. Not one of my favourite jobs, I have to say, because it is just so fiddly. Okay, what I did is I just got an ordinary hammer, and I've already pushed it around. I just got the end of the hammer, like that, and just pushed it. And it's pushed around a little bit. So I can actually see the bolt. Don't know if you can see it there. You can actually see the bolt there. So I can't film that, impossible for me to film it, but you know where it is, you can see it, you know what you've got to do. You'll probably do a lot of swearing like I did. If you've got a small body and small arms and small hands, it'd be a lot easier. It's not easy. Right, let's do it. Right, there it is. So, as you could see, that was that way round. So you had the 2 bolts there that are on the other side, the passenger side, the easy ones, and then you had that one which is round the back. So I managed to do it using that. It took me probably 7 or 8 minutes. You can only really go about a quarter of a turn, which is why you don't want to use that end of the spanner. You need a ratchet spanner. So get yourself a ratchet spanner if you're going to do this. Unless you've got a really tiny socket, you won't get it on there, because the plastic here gets in the way. You can't get the socket on. So it is a real, also what you can't do, I find, is you can't get your fingers on it to finish it off, if you pardon the expression. You will, it just won't turn. I haven't got enough oomph in my fingers, obviously, to do it. The best way is to get the spanner on it. Once it's almost there, to get the spanner on it, and then get some upwards pressure as you're turning the spanner. And then it will, once it gets to the end, it will just pop off. But what I do is I hold, obviously I'm right-handed, I hold the spanner with my right hand, and then what I do is I put a finger on the top of it, and then that stops it from slipping off, and you can get your ratchet working properly. So that is out. So now, looking at this, so the number which is relevant is the D220 number there, and also potentially the AC2306, a continental number, and that 519 number as well, I believe. But what you can do is, if you'll find people on eBay that repair these, I will also put a link to the person that I use who repairs them, or you can buy yourself a replacement second-hand one on eBay. Now, as I said, you don't necessarily need to match the module numbers, but what you do have to ensure is that the colour of that plug socket is the same. They come in this brown, they come in purple, they come in green. I think it's only the 3. Now the plugs are different. If you get the wrong one like I have in the past, they don't fit. So best thing to do is send it off to have it repaired. When you get it back, you just plug it, but put it back in position, plug it in, do the other 2 bolts up, replug in your battery. What you might have to do is clear any codes. If it's just a non-communication, then there may not be any codes, but there may have been codes stored there before. So before you do a proxy alignment, if you need to, you might not necessarily need to do a proxy alignment, but you often do, because your mileage will flash. Once you do that, you can then connect to the ECU, clear any errors, do your proxy alignment, and that's it. You'll then have a working Airbag ECU. As I say, the person that I use charges £85 to do this, to repair it. I recently got emails from a lady who had just been charged just over £1,000 to do this. They supplied a new airbag. They charge £190 to basically do what I've just done in a few minutes, and then obviously put it back again. And they charged about 600 and something pounds plus VAT for the module. You don't need to do that. You can just have that one repaired. So that's it. So that's it on how to remove the module. What we'll do is once this comes back, we'll continue the video, we'll put it back, and then we'll show you how to clear the codes if we need to, and how to do a proxy alignment if we need to. So join me in a minute and we'll carry on. Okay, here we go. A couple of days have passed. We have now got the repaired ECU. It's got our little warranty sticker. It's guaranteed for, or warranted for 6 months, I believe. All repaired. I don't know at this point whether it's going to need a proxy alignment or whether we need to clear any codes. I suspect it probably will, so we'll go and grab the laptop and we'll do that as well. So let's get it in, which is, I've just shown you how to get it out. It's basically a repeat of getting it out. Don't forget, don't bother putting the driver's side bolt in. You really don't need to. Before I'm going to bolt it in, I'm just going to plug it in first and try it anyway. So let's do that. Right, there you go. It's all plugged in and it's literally just pushed into position. So we now need to reconnect the battery and have a look and see if the mileage is going to stop flashing and whether all the airbag lights go out. As I say, I suspect it's probably going to need a proxy alignment and the codes, any codes that are on there cleared. There might not be any codes, but it will certainly need a proxy alignment, I believe. So the battery is reconnected. What I forgot to mention was, of course, when you put the Airbag ECU back in and plug it in, don't forget to disconnect the battery again. So it's all plugged in, as you saw. Ignition, the battery is reconnected, and we're now going to turn the ignition on, start the engine, and see what happens with the airbag lights. So as I suspected, the airbag lights are still on. And I think that's because it needs to get airbag failure, yeah. So although it's been repaired, I believe the codes need to be cleared. So I'm just going to go and grab the computer and we'll see if we can connect to it, and then we can hopefully do a proxy alignment, clear the codes, or rather the other way around, clear the codes, do a proxy alignment, and then all will be good. Right, so we have got the ignition on, which is obviously showing the airbag issues as I just showed you. What we need to do now is we need to try and connect to it using multi-ECU scan, and hopefully, unlike the last time, this time it will connect. Which it's taken its time, but it seems to be doing. There you go, we are now in there. So what I expect to see here are some errors. Lots of them by the looks of it. Now the difference with this particular car, oh, look at all that lot. Well, there's a lot of them. Now, with this actual Airbag ECU, this, although I said it's been sent off to be repaired, I've sent my one off, but what he's done to speed things up, he sent me one that is already repaired, and then he'll just keep my one and repair that, and then sell that to somebody else. So this has come out of a car that's obviously had an accident, whereas the car I'm in now hasn't. And all of those blue things, all shown as intermittent, means that they're no longer there, means that they just need to be cleared. So the car that this particular thing came out of, all of those airbags are all gone, all of them, and there's more that you can't see. Yeah, so he has repaired this, but the codes need to be cleared. So all we have to do is go down here to the bottom right hand corner and do clear errors, and all of those errors should go. And then all we need to do, there you go, no fault codes, they shouldn't come back, and then we disconnect from there, and then all we need to do, just get rid of that, disconnect from there. And all we need to do is to go into the body computer, click on proxy alignment, click on connect, Y to continue. Once we've done that proxy alignment, the mileage should stop flashing and the airbag lights should go out. All that does is telling the car, this Airbag ECU didn't come out of this car, so I'm going to flash the mileage at you to let you know that. But doing this, there you go, see, EOL failed. So because the EOL failed, that was the old one, but the car still thinks the old one is there, so it now needs to be proxy aligned so we can get it to work. And we're just doing that now. It takes a few seconds. So it writes data to the body computer to tell the body computer this is the right one for this car now. So can you please stop flashing the mileage and put the airbag lights out. So it does each individual one at a time. Done the dashboard. I didn't notice if it had actually gone through the airbag. Oh, maybe it's doing the airbag one now. And then that should be the last one, I think. Airbag no success. So it's done that successfully. I think that's the last one. Then it should say complete. Completed. There you go. Turn the key to off, which we do. Press Y to continue. And then if we start the engine again, airbag light should be off. And the mileage should stop flashing. That's just number 2 airbag on, so which you can do through the menu. So if we just, there you go, flashing mileage, and we can go into the passenger bag, turn that back on, confirm yes, and it goes out. So there you go. That's all the lights out and the mileage. Oh, hang on, confirm yes. Just got to exit when it gets to it. Exit menu, there you go. All done. Oh, that's it. So now it's all connected and working. All you got to do is bolt it all back in, put the cover back on. I showed you how to do it, or to take it off, so I'm not going to show you how to put it on. It's quite obvious. Just the 2 bolts down on the passenger side. Don't worry about doing the one. You really don't need to. It's kind if it ever needs to come out again. Not that it will. It's been repaired, of course, unless you have a crash, and it has to be done again. So that is a non-communication fault of an airbag ECU swapped over for one that's already been repaired, that had errors on it. You clear the codes, you do a proxy alignment, it's now aligned to your car. So that's it. I hope this has been interesting for you. I hope it's helping you out. You're probably watching this video because you've got an airbag ECU problem. Simple fix. Bit fiddly to get out, bit time consuming, but you can do it easily yourself. You do not need to pay a mechanic to do this. It will save you a fortune. If you want to know Chris's details, I will put his little website in the description of the video, and I will ask him if he wants me to put his email address in there. I'll stick that in there as well. You can email him directly. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the button, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and until the next one, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.